Welcome back everyone, I'm Lana and today we are reviewing Glass Onion. Directed by Rian Johnson, this is the sequel to Knives Out, one of the best movies that came out of 2019, a year that also brought us movies like Parasite, Hobbs and Shaw, Joker, and the Fyre Festival documentary.
One picture of cheese ripped down the festival.
Remember that? The first Knives Out is a mystery full of twists and turns with great character writing, dialogue, and is captivating without taking itself too seriously.
Eat shit, definitely eat shit.
And that's everything you'll get from Glass Onion. Daniel Craig is back as Benoit Blac, the world's greatest detective, who has received an invitation to a private Greek island hosted by billionaire Miles Braun, played by Edward Norton, who is joined by seemingly longtime friends played by Kate Hudson, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., and Dave Bautista. It's a fun, even-paced adventure of a whodunit where Daniel Craig is at his absolute best, or at least his most fun. It has a very satisfying end that will leave you chuckling at both the karmic retribution as well as the title's reflection of the plot.
Look into the clear center of this glass onion.
This is a spoiler review, and even though we aren't peeling away at every layer, if you haven't seen the conclusion of this movie, this review will absolutely spoil it for you.
Have we started already? Is it?
Glass Onion is fun from the very beginning. The puzzle box used as the invitation to this private island party reminded me of Pinhead's Hellraiser box, full of gizmos and gadgets and funny contraptions, but potentially less gruesome.
You solved the box. We came.
The group's remote coordination of opening the box together establishes a cohesive dynamic amongst the characters, sort of a circle of trust that belongs to only them, separate from any characters that are about to be introduced.
This can't Shazam, it's a lamp.
I love you, Birdie.
I love you too, Claire.
It's a perfect way to kick off a movie that is basically a social deduction party game, except at this party, the stakes are much more deadly, and all the party goers are the most over-the-top, eccentric elitists, all with something very serious to hide. Sounds like my kind of party. The fact that Glass Onion takes place during the pandemic on its own does nothing for me, but introducing Daniel Craig, playing Among Us in the bathtub, a desperate attempt by his friends to help him scratch that mystery-solving itch in the era of no contact, made him instantly likable and set a playful yet endearing tone for his character.
I just thought maybe there was a prize or something, an iPad or like.
The pandemic was a further source of humor for Kate Hudson's character Birdie, who's hosting a mega party at her place. Which was fine, by the way, because it's in a big penthouse or it's totally outdoors or something, whatever her excuse was.
Bird, should you really be having a party?
No, they're all in my pod, it's fine.
Which made the pandemic setting a little bit more relatable and definitely a little more funny. And I loved the abrupt resolution to the potential contagion via an unnamed, unexplained, high-tech chemical reserved exclusively for the 1%, aka Miles Braun.
Is that some kind of disinfectant? Or?
You're good.
While the premise is pretty simple, a murder mystery party becomes a real murder mystery, it's the dialogue that makes Glass Onion so interesting, not necessarily the plot twists. The dialogue is quippy and real, and even though the characters are wildly eccentric, they are different from each other, and they have the right chemistry for decades-old drinking buddies, friends from a time before their respective professional successes. You always get to see two sides of every character, depending on who they're talking to and who they think is listening. That might be the secret sauce to the franchise. I loved the costume designs. Each really expressed the individual personality of these social disruptors. From the modern sleek look of Andy, the visionary behind the tech, to the flowing bohemian garments of fashionista Birdie. Even the practical garb of Braun's character lent credibility to his assumed genius. He wasn't overcompensating with Armani suits, which made his brilliance that much more believable. Benoit Blac is a detective who really loves his job. He is so giddy just to have a puzzle to solve. So giddy, one might expect that somewhere along the way, he might make a little mistake in his overexuberance, but he doesn't. I mean, you have to be really f***ing good at your job to be known as the world's
greatest detective.
In this day and age full of TikTok creators and Twitch streamers,
Deal with it. Hello.
seriously, how many detectives do you know? Anyway, I am obsessed with Benoit Blac and I love his working relationship with Helen. While Blac was most intrigued by the case, he has so much respect for Helen, everything she's lost, the risks she's willing to take, and expressed in ways that really made me laugh, like his admiration for her natural talent at deception.
I think maybe you should take up drinking. You're just killing isn't it?
But as much as he doesn't want her in harm's way, like a true addict, he is willing to put her life on the line for his chance at a really
Great case.
Hey, we can't all be perfect. I could go on all day about these characters, but what really helped this film stand out to me was the use of little cameos, and lots of them.
Can I help you?
One unforgettable side character, named Daryl, appears in various scenes as a couch surfer and unexplained party crasher on this lavish property.
Hey, bro.
Not here.
That's Daryl.
He's played by Noah Sagan and is actually a little Easter egg in all of Rian Johnson's films since his first appearance in 2005's Brick alongside Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who also makes a little cameo in Glass Onion as Miles's clock. Johnson loves these little cameos, with appearances by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Serena Williams as a live, overpaid coach and near literally a fly on the wall, Angela Lansbury, and even a speaking part by Yo-Yo Ma, yes, the famous cellist. Look, I've been a fan of Yo-Yo Ma since I took cello in the 5th grade. Okay, I loved it. As a Hawaii girl, I love a good beach party, but I have to be honest, I kind of preferred the house setting of the original Knives Out. It just felt more real, and nothing could be further from reality than a murder mystery party hosted by my billionaire buddy at a Bond villain base on a remote island in view of the real Mona Lisa. Just speaking for myself, obviously. I also had a hard time connecting with the characters here, and I'm sure it's by design. I have not seen a movie yet with influencers who are actually likable, and yes, I have to put in air quotes. The twin trope is Glass Onion's first big plot twist, and I audibly groaned. I mean, what is the probability that precisely identical twin siblings could be indiscernible to someone that they've known for decades? Braun and Andy have known each other for ages. Certainly, he'd be able to discern one from the other regardless of Helen's top-tier acting skills.
Are you insane?
This falls into the mixed category for me because even though I didn't like it, it was not done cheaply. Janelle Monáe really displays incredible versatility by playing each role and really distinguishing each sister from the other once we get to see events from Helen's perspective. The contrast is very stark, actually. You could absolutely believe that she's two separate people. Some soap opera elements just can't be excused, to me, because I'm a giant grump. The twin sister reveal is one thing, but a tiny notebook stopping a bullet right over Helen's heart? Get out of here with that. A tiny notebook would never stop a speeding bullet. That wouldn't even happen in a soap opera, right? And yes, I understand this movie is intentionally leaning into the fun of it. You have to agree to take off your real world goggles and just enjoy the ride.
Oh God.
Which is fine, but it's a conscious effort. I mean, the guy has the Mona Lisa displayed in his glass living room. It's fun, but it's bonkers. The danger of the hydrogen chip is revealed pretty early on, and even if you missed that part of high school chemistry, you would still know after the first mention that the thing is highly explosive. You don't need Catherine Hahn to say Hindenburg 3 separate times.
The Hindenburg?
Hindenburg.
But I guess her character needed something to contribute. Similarly, constantly showing us the elevated car precariously showcased over this open space of fragile objects and the security bypass surrounding the Mona Lisa, you're constantly waiting for the other shoe or luxury automobile to drop because you know it will. They've made damn sure you know what's coming. All of this is to say that you see most things coming. And while I put all of this in the disliked category, to be fair, the movie is called Glass Onion. There are many layers, but as intended, you can see right through them. Still, it does feel like they're beating you over the head with the onion rather than letting you peel away the layers one by one. A true disappointment was some of these characters really didn't add anything to the story. Not intrigue, not plot, not even entertainment. Specifically, Odom's character, Lionel, doesn't provide much purpose that isn't sufficiently covered by Andy's flashback. He expresses his concern over the safety of the hydrogen, but we didn't need him for that. He wasn't harboring any other secrets, didn't have any fun quirks. I just didn't see the point of him, really. Catherine Hahn also played some character in this. Other characters had way more personality. Whiskey turns out to be a really cool and non-judgmental chick, expressed in little moments like her walking with the presumed Andy. Even Peg has more personality than Lionel, writing her own name on her red Solo cup after everyone else's had been etched in glass.
Please tell me you did not think sweatshops are where they make sweatpants.
The title, Glass Onion, is infuriatingly accurate. It's clear from the get-go that Miles Braun is the most obvious suspect, but you, like a proper moviegoer, are ready to change your mind. You're ready to peel away every layer, get to know every character, but by the end of it you realize it was indeed him all along, and then it hits you. That's the title of the fucking movie. It's a glass onion. It's so multi-layered and yet so transparent. They basically tell you from the very beginning to expect the expected, and yet you couldn't because it was just too simple to be believed, too stupid to be true. Much like Miles Braun's plan, which he stole directly from Benoit Blac. It just couldn't be. It absolutely kills me. I highly recommend this movie. And yet, I have so many questions. What did Miles think when Andy showed up on the island? Did he know that it was Helen all along? Or did he assume that it was a murder attempt gone awry? How could people not know about Andy's twin sister? Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, turn on notifications. It means all the world to me and it really makes a huge difference. Check out more of my content, including extended bloopers, behind the scenes, and open DMs in my other platforms. The links are probably below, and I will see you next time. As soon as you hit the record button, it's just all... The pandemic was a the dialogue is real. Can I just deliver it all angry? Uber exuberance. Sorry, I just choked on nothing. What is the... It makes all the difference. I don't know. My dog is snoring again. Let me try it again.